I think the worst day is the first day, for me personally. Have to play your cards right.
Perfect.
Oh, I've seen them smoother.
This is years and years of dedication.
I always put pressure on myself because I want to perform the best I can, to give the horse the best round I can.
His mind is all about Saturday. What a Swedish showdown this is.
We have just witnessed one of the most memorable moments in the sport of jumping in this decade. The 44th Longines FEI Jumping World Cup final this year was in Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It was the first time that it had been hosted in the Middle East, and we were in for a hell of a weekend. It was an incredible lineup with no less than 7 of the world's top 10 in the Longines rankings.
My first plan was taking Iliana and King Edward, maybe using Iliana for the speed leg. But after time and looking forward to Paris and what King Edward would do for shows after the Riyadh, I saw that he will actually have a quite long break because he's only jumping on sand and doing no grass shows. So in this way I had the feeling that actually it was better to go for King Edward and leave Iliana for the grass shows when they were get going. When I arrived and saw the venue, I thought it was a perfect venue for me, for my needs, and that means a big warm-up, a big ring. I mean, for being an indoor ring, it was a good size. So for us and the horses, it was perfect.
When we arrived, we were blown away by the venue. It was purpose-built in the Riyadh International Convention Centre, and the arena itself was absolutely fantastic. The right area, the beautiful setting for super drama and a wonderful atmosphere. And as always, we had the best seats in the house. Course designer Frank Rutenberger had built exactly what you'd expect on the first day of a championship for the speed class. History is made this week in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's capital city, Riyadh, as they host for the first time the Longines FEI World Cup jumping final. 34 competitors come forward representing 19 nations for this, the first of 3 days of jumping.
I think the worst day is the first day, for me personally, because, you know, it's, of course, if you're down the first day, you are a little bit out from the podium in the end, so you really want to have a good start, but you also have to play your cards right and not, you know, take everything out from the first day and be too aggressive.
Halfway through the competition, speedman from France, Julien Epillard, set a very tough time to beat. 2 horses later, Ken Farrington matched his time exactly, and then Hans-Dieter Dreyer for Germany came in and took a second off their time. With 4 left to jump, Peter Fredriksson with Catch Me Not S took a second off Hans-Dieter Dreier's time and went into the lead. The penultimate man in the arena was the defending champion, Henrik von Eckermann, with King Edward. Could he win on day 1?
Owner Georg Craney has made the journey here to be with the King and with Henrik. And he knows going so late in the competition that those riders in front of them, any one of them could keep jumping clear for the rest of the weekend.
For me it suited very well because I could take a few strides away because my horse is very big strided. Of course it was a little bit special with turning inside to that wall. It was a bit of a risk there, but you had to take it if you want to be in the first 3. So there were no turning back. It was just inside and go, and I'm happy that it went in that way.
And there you can see the strength and the power of the rider. That's why I keep saying go to the gym, because he was able to sit there and just support King Edward. This turn is also important. He's got it, he's got it, he's got it. Right.
And out.
We're on, Phil.
Down to the last.
Come on.
And the King is back. 66.28, he goes into the lead. The defending champions of Henrik von Eckermann and King Edward. Day one of the World Cup.
This combination, King Edward, he's an amazing jumper, but every time I see him at his best, it's when the pressure is on. It's when the pressure is on Henrik, and Henrik is riding the king and wanting to win, and then they answer.
Final two, a two-round competition. All the clears go into a jump-off. Frank Rutenberger now is starting to increase the technicality and the size of the fences. You needed to be in the jump-off to have any chance of getting on the podium on the final day. After a testing first round which thrilled the packed crowd in the arena, 7 got through to the jump-off. That included the 3 podium finishers from the night before.
Julien Epillard, the first of the trio for France, riding Dubai du Cèdre.
If you're going to put your money on anyone, might as well put it on this pair.
On this man.
This horse so nimble on her feet, tight around the corner.
Cool.
Good shot. Able to run on the 6, keeps it. Oh! Flattened on the front bar.
Jill Humphries still in the lead.
I can tell you, Julian was not expecting that. He got a deep distance on the vertical so that he could move up on the 6.
Little doubt he'll be the quickest round, but he's on 4 faults. He stops the clock in 46.3, which puts Julien Epillard for France into 3rd place.
And the last 2 left to go, of course, they will take their information out of his time. They do know that they're competing really against each other for the time.
And the 2 are both representing Sweden. The Olympic champions, Peter Fredriksson first to go with Catch Me Not S.
The time is good. He's thinking more about his round. He's not letting himself get worried about what Henrik is going to do after him. Get this jumped and bring him home, Phil.
48.36. 2 strides to go. He's up and over. We have a new leader. Peter Fredriksson for Sweden goes into the lead with his bronze medalist Catch Me Not S from the European Championships. 45.45 seconds.
What a Swedish showdown this is.
So with Peter Fredriksson in the lead, it was just left with Henrik von Eckermann to jump. He'd beaten Peter by a second the night before. What could he do tonight?
I knew when I went in, I saw him on the screen, and I knew because I watched Ening going as the first one, and he made from 2 to 3, he made in the turn 9 strides, 8 or 9 strides. Anyway, Peter made 1 more than him, so I knew that I could make the same turn as Marcus.
King Edward really answering. Henrik able to really just keep him running and then just set him up. Going to see him now on the split time. He's way up there in the lead. Just got to get these fences jumped.
Then to the last fence, to be fair, I overdid it a little bit.
Get it jumped. Oh, come on.
Brilliant. King Edward comes down to the last. They are galloping flat out of the last. What a brilliant performance. What a pleasure to watch. Over 2 seconds quicker than Peter Fredriksson.
Luckily, it went my way.
So at the end of another fantastic evening, we were going in to the day off with the top 3. Julien Epillard had moved up onto the podium in 3rd place, and Henrik von Eckermann and Peter Fredriksson had stayed in their overnight positions from the day before in 1st and 2nd.
I always put pressure on myself in every round I do because I want to perform the best I can to give the horse the best round I can. Also, if I fail, I would like to have the feeling anyway that I did everything what I could, and it was just not our day, so that pressure I of course put on myself anyway, and a little bit of course with King Edward. when you sit on him and you go in the ring, the expectations are that, everything then number one is a bit of a failure. And not, I'm talking about the pressure from the outside, pressure from myself, that I feel that, if I do right, he will do right, and so it's all on me.
Going into final three, after a day off for the athletes, both equine and human, the horses then had to jump the first of 2 rounds of jumping. It was the top 30 to come forward for the first round, and Frank Rutenberger again built another championship course.
After the 2 wins, I was hoping, of course, I would have a little bit of breathing space, but they were sitting on me and kept the pressure on. I had to focus as always, and of course try to do another clear round.
In round A, Julien Epillard jumped a fabulous clear with Dubai de Cedra, piling the pressure on the 2 Swedes. Peter Fredriksson came in and he had a fence down. That dropped him onto 6 penalties. And then the last to go, the overnight leader, the world number 1, Henrik von Eckermann, he had to go clear to keep him with distance between him and Julien Epillard.
I always say I think these 2 are at their very best when they're really under pressure. They just seem to find a little bit extra.
Crowds here, you can hear a pin drop.
Just see how Henrik jumps out to the outside to give the horse a little bit more room with his huge stride. Now I get him backed up. Oh, it's short. He gets the 6 good. This is the last danger.
It's a run, but it's still there. Ooh-ahs from the crowd, down to the last. The clock is looking fine.
Oh.
It's now the Oxer. He's gone clear again. The King is still head of the field. Henrik von Eckermann and King Edward go clear.
After a break of an hour going into round B, a fresh course built by Frank Rutenberger, we were in for an incredible crescendo for this World Cup final.
What a tremendous campaign Peter Fredriksson has had. He's 25th in the world rankings, he's former European champion. He's here riding the horse on which he was silver and individual silver and team gold at Tokyo Olympics, Catch Me Not S. Peter Fredriksson earned 6 penalties for Sweden.
And this man has been so foot perfect, and this horse has been so wonderful, 18 years old and in such great shape. Such a tribute to real horsemanship that this wonderful Catch Me Not can come here and play such a big role in this World Cup final and riding this round for the title. He's on 6 faults so far. If he finishes, Phil, it's a guaranteed podium.
10 seconds to get home. 2 fences to negotiate. Peter Fredriksson for Sweden. He's up and over the penultimate fence, down to the Longines last. He's what a jump over the last. He goes into the lead. That is a superb clear. They retain their position in the number 1 spot on 6 penalties with 2 to jump. There's 2 to go, Jess, and there's 1 fence between them. The world number 5, Julien Epillard, with Dubai de Cedra on 4 faults.
And scenario for everyone, Phil, if he jumps clear and Henrik would have a fence down, we will have a jump off.
We will indeed.
Will Dubai keep cool? Oh, and a touch. Maybe that was the lucky touch. You can see Julien just after that combination just gives Dubai just a little second. Oh, really set her up for that. Well done. Well, here we go. There's not much between them and the podium.
Down the last line. The big Oxer, Jess.
He's got it. He's putting the pressure on Henrik now.
Now the upright. Just 1 to go. That is a perfect round from Julien Epillard. Now the pressure is really on the defending champion, Henrik von Eckermann, with the great King Edward.
for the last round, that's the only one I remember. I was thinking when I go into the last round, it's just that I don't want to have a jump off against Julian Eppaya, because I could see myself losing that one. You know, sometimes you remember the thoughts you had and so on, and sometimes not. And this was one of my thoughts when I went to go in the ring. I said, no jump ups today.
Can we see the defending champion retain their title? Just one fence between them and Julian Eppaya.
And that's the one fence in hand that they worked for day one. That's why they set off like a scolded cat on the first day, won the first day, won the second day, to put them exactly in this position.
One down, jump off with Julian Eppaya.
Henrik will stay calm now. They've got themselves back into the right shape. He takes a big turn out to get straight here. He wants to be able to balance into that combination. He's seen people getting in too long. He's got to balance it and get it jumped.
He can have a couple of time penalties, that's okay, as long as he leaves the fences up.
Oh, I tell you, there's a lot of work going on in there. The nerves are riding with them.
The nerves are horrible here.
Oh, good man.
Perfect.
Pooh, I've seen them smoother.
Three to go.
Come on, Kings.
Long way off that. Touches the front bar, still in the cuts, up and over the upright, down to the last. Will the King retain his crown?
Yeah.
He does! What a tremendous achievement, a standing ovation here in the Riyadh Arena. They retain their crown. We are seeing true greatness with this combination. Repeated victory in a World Cup from 12 months ago. Individual and team gold medalists from the World Championships 2 years ago. Team gold medalists from the Tokyo Olympic Games. What a tremendous record.
Yeah, it's different feelings. It's of course joy, but it's also a big relief. So somehow when it's over, the body is like it's pulling a plug in your body, and it's all the emotions just, yeah, you are empty somehow.
The King retained his crown, victorious. The world number one, Henrik von Eckermann and King Edward, defend their title and are victorious for the second consecutive year. What a tremendous performance. What a treat to be able to witness this here in Riyadh. What a last 4 days that we have had.
My dream was always to win this World Cup final once, then now again. And of course it's looking back to its unbelievable feeling, and our team and are very proud, of course, of King Edward that we were able to show his quality and give him this victories in the end, because he's a horse that really deserves it.